Hey everyone, God bless you. Thanks a lot for tuning in. My reflection today I've entitled, When Will the War End for the Church? Today, November 11th, is a wonderful day in America. It's the day on which the pilgrims who were on the Mayflower signed the Mayflower Compact, November 11th in 1620, an incredible moment for what would become the United States of America. If you haven't read the Mayflower Complex, do, do. You'll see there that these original settlers came for the glory of God and for the advancement of the Christian faith. This was their ambition, and they had a lot of courage, and half of them suffered unto death just in the first year of trying to settle in Plymouth. This is also, November 11th is also the great day of Armistice Day. This is the day, in fact, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918 was the time set apart for the signing of the cessation of hostilities between Germany and the Allied powers. This ended the horrible Great War, World War One. That peace would eventually be codified in the Treaty of Versailles the next year. And so November 11th has always been a precious day of memorial since that time, especially in the 1945, I believe, was the time that it was suggested that it be termed Veterans Day. I think in the mid-50s it was congressionally established as not Armistice Day anymore, but as Veterans Day here. And we remember not only the peace of World War I and those who gave their lives in that war, but we remember all of our veterans, those that we in the church pray for at every service, those who are in our armed forces and are in the defense of peace and freedom everywhere. We're deeply grateful for that. This morning at Orthros, when I was talking to our young people, I encouraged them, especially as I will encourage you, to acknowledge those who serve in the armed forces. When you see a service member in the airport, or you see them in out and about in life in your communities, it's important for us to acknowledge them, especially if they're in uniform, and to thank them for their service. Those who are in the military in my parish, I just think of their lives and how much they give up of the normal routines of family life, the stability that we all enjoy. They give it up for the greater cause of defending our nation and serving us, and we're deeply grateful. And on this Veterans Day especially, it's a good day to acknowledge them and to pray for them. I really want to ask this question, though, as we're thinking about the end of World War I today. When will war end for believers? When will those who are in the church come to an end of conflict? The Christian life at its core is a spiritual battle. St. Paul says this, right, in his epistle to the Ephesians in chapter 6. He says, our struggle, our war is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. This is why every day we have to pick up our armor and our weapons and confront the day in reality. We may not want to be in war. Who does? Who does? Who wants to be in war all the time? But that is our reality. And if we want not to be in war and we foolishly pretend that we aren't in war, and therefore we don't pick up our weapons and we don't take a serious mind about what greets us each day, then what's going to happen is we're going to get shot and killed spiritually. We can pretend that we're not at war, but that pretend only goes so far. For us, the war ends when, according to the Apocalypse in the 19th and 20th chapter, our Lord Jesus Christ comes forth on his white horse with all the armies of heaven and takes the beast and the false prophet and all those in league with them and drops them into the lake of fire and throws the devil and all of his angels there as well. Then, and not until then, are we believers going to experience a cessation of hostilities. We already have a cessation of hostilities towards men, towards human beings. we live at peace with all. But living at peace with all as believers, seeking to love God and to love people above every other ambition in life, means that we are at constant war with the demons. Those who are in love with people and with God are in the greatest wars with the devils. Those who don't love God and don't love people aren't of great concern to the devils because the devils already have them. In fact, St. Theodoros, the great ascetic, in his teaching in the second volume of the Philokalia, says a beautiful word about this. Let me read it to you. He says, for insofar as we are at peace with men, we fight against the demons. But when we feel rancor towards our brothers and fight against them, we are at peace with the demons, whom we have been taught to hate with a perfect hatred. Yes, that's it, dear ones. Let us continue down this path of spiritual war, following Christ, our great champion, loving God above all and all people, and let us accept the conflict that we have with the demons because of this love that they oppose, and let us continue to fight them by emphasizing this love more and more each day until that day when our champion comes and sends the devil and all of his angels into the lake of fire, and hostilities have completely ceased and will remain gone for all eternity. This is what's coming. I wish you all a wonderful Veterans Day, and God bless all of you who are in our military or in the militaries of your countries. May God support you, and may God help you to make this offering an offering to Him and to your community. God be with you.
Patristic Nectar Publications is pleased to present a 4-part lecture series by Father Josiah Trenham entitled Male and Female, Reflections on Transgenderism. These lectures directly address this latest iteration of the sexual revolution and the sexual anarchy unleashed by a cultural rejection of the Christian theological foundations of creation, anthropology, sexuality, and the traditional therapeutic paths of the Church. These lectures explain why Christians cannot reasonably avoid studying transgender ideology in today's cultural climate, how this new worldview on sexuality finds itself deficient in explaining and healing our fallen human condition, and how love must compel believers to open their arms to persons seeking God from a transgendered background. For these and other available titles, please visit our website at patristicnectar.org.